Hi, I'm Edwin Fong, and I'm the background environment design supervisor on Invincible.
Hi, I'm Kelly Mai, and I'm a background designer on Invincible. How did I come to work on Invincible?
It's not too often we get adult animated shows, so that was one of the biggest draws. And obviously Robert Kirkman and Walking Dead, longtime fan.
It's kind of funny. I was taking a background design course with the art director, Sean O'Neill. At the time, I had no clue he was going to be art director on this. I was just trying to be he's a very good artist, and I wanted to aspire to be like him. So we just hung out a bunch. And then later on, when he was hiring, he hired me as one of the background designers.
I started my career in video games on the Tony Hawk video game. So all that applies exactly to what I still do to this day, because I'm still designing, modeling, lighting for visual development and concept design.
It's all the same translating of the tool sets from traditional media to digital that helps me ground and kind of have more of an interesting tool set in 3D.
Coming from the animation industry, usually people are using Maya, but we've jumped right into Blender and been using it from day one, and everybody really loves it and enjoys it, learning a new tool or trying new things on a new software.
My stance on any technologies that we use is it's something that we're always striving to learn and use, or rather learn to see if it's usable in the pipeline. It really teaches you kind of being mindful of what you're sending off, making sure that it can be flexible and works with your pipeline and whoever it's going to next. And that's carried on with me into the show, where I try my darndest to make sure these sets that we give off are extremely usable. It's set up so that everyone else can succeed.
So we design enough where we have a good enough playground to pass that on to the storyboard department, and when that comes back, we do another round of design pass on it to punch up everything that will be included in the episode, and we set that up in a nice little 2D and 3D package to pass on to the BG Paint department, and they will take it to a finished painting, and then we send it overseas along with the paintings and the 3D models for our overseas studios to finish the whole episode.
Oh no! Is 8th grade prom canceled? Don't tell me. Ah! Motherfucker! Ah, fuck. You know people trying to kill us every single day, right? Just call, please!
In animation is basically we are the set designers if you were to correlate it to live action and stuff, and we try to support the story through the backgrounds.
We're lucky where there's a very successful comic book franchise of this show, so basically it's the best style guide you're ever going to find.
When it comes to trying to build for a specific episode and specific sets in those episodes, we actually do a lot of reading ahead and reading behind and reading the comics and kind of pulling all the sources together to be the foundation of the set.
Once we read the script, I go right to the comic book series, and it gives me a lot of visuals. Right after we read the script, then we will get distributed these design assets. Then I connect with my art director and ask them how much we want to follow the comic book and how much we need to create brand new.
After we do that, then we pull references, and then we're thinking about how these characters move through it, or possibly what they can interact with and do.
And it's wonderful story already worked out and established by Robert and Corey. After that, we read the script and we work with our art director, and they have constant communication with Robert and Corey, and with these three guides, we can start right into designing specific locations.
We've completed a ship to take you home. You can return to your planet and your center for learning and drink.
Thanks, but I can't go yet. There's still so much to do.
When starting off on a new design, we pull a lot of inspiration from anywhere we can get it. Like if it's a set that's sci-fi heavy, or if it's a set that's city heavy, we pull references first.
Let's say we are in a place like Thraxa and we have never seen it before, but we have some glimpses of it in the comic book. That's the funnest part of the job. Is this is what we live for, right? We went to school and we have and we build portfolios to show that we can do things like this.
We've done a lot of tooling around on what we can push and pull. Like a lot of civilizations on different planets will try to push the architectural touchstones and the design language that we use.
Corey had and Robert had already established Thraxa as a bug-like colony with a lot of huge loops and arcs, and it was very pinkish and tan colored, from what I remember in the comic book. And we just expanded greatly from that. For us, we started with the palace and the front entrance with the throne. And you begin with 3D blocking and reference, and you start simple using Blender, and then I do some quick sketches over it in Photoshop. It's like an onion, so you do it in layers, little bits at a time, so you can work with your directors and build up your design from there. And then we have to destroy it at some point.
When thinking about a space to then break it, essentially, we typically will start clean, right? We build everything nice and pretty, and then we figure out where and why things are breaking and trying to track that based on characters moving through the scenes. And a lot of the times that's, kind of problem solving on the fly.
Sometimes you don't know how far it will go until it comes back from the board teams. You have to really fully see the sequence. That part could be challenging sometimes.
It is difficult to plot where action takes place and how to show that in the form of destruction. But, it's a process and we get through it, and that's always kind of a daunting task, but it's manageable based on all of the people that we can leverage, be it story or be it our designers. My favorite thing to design is actually the small stuff. I really like more intimate spaces where characters can live and sit and breathe. I love building all the sci-fi stuff. I love pushing and pulling designs, but I really want to work with the characters to elevate like what they're saying in the spaces that they are. For instance, the Grayson house, initially when I was working on it, the ask was to give it more of the Korean cultural touchstones in the home. And so when we went to actually activate on that, we were pulling references for a lot of cultural minor significance or heavy significance, and they were trying to bring those story elements into the space for the characters. The idea being that we're trying to ground these characters in making them really humanized. It's nice to push those into focus a little bit, and I think that, in contrast with all the heavy sci-fi stuff, really grounds the show, and that's the stuff I like working on.
I think my favorites in season 2 are definitely Telescria and Thraxa, and those were really, really fun to work on.
I still have a Grail location that I want to hit if I can.
If you read the comic book, you're picturing it and you get some images, but to see it live in the flesh and in shots and sequences, wow. That's what the fans want. That's what we want. We're fans too.
I don't know. There's so many fun spaces that we get to play in. It's hard to pick any, even from the minute to large. But if I were to give just a straight up answer, the other probably that, I'd say.
They'll enslave you immediately.
We're not like the rest of our kind. We can withstand them.
Ugh.
We can...
Gross.
No!
Got it.
They share minds! Now all the Sequids know you're here!
It's fun seeing all the fan reactions, seeing all the memes that come out. Honestly, that is the most fun I have after episodes come out, is watching the influx of memes that come through. It is just so good. The one that haunts me is the William, where is season 2? And I don't know, all the memes that come out from the first part where Nolan is staring into the abyss of a black hole.
You didn't mention all the caked up Omni-Man and caked up
Oh,
Mark.
do we want to mention the caked up Omni-Man?
We can.
I mean, not for me, but for everyone else, yeah, go for it.
Oh. Wow. Oh, wow. I'm not dead. I was pretty sure I was dead. Felt like I was dead. This is... Oh, this is a nice surprise.
We see our work go through the pipeline as far as we can, but ultimately, when we finally see it, it's with the fans.
The team does not see it until either we get invited to come in for viewing at the studio, or we see it on TV.
It makes it really fun because like we will sometimes watch it with our friends or our peers, and we'll just like, we'll slap each other and point at the screen saying that we worked on that, and that's also gratifying and fun, yeah.
Oh, it was amazing. I was very proud of the team. I was very proud of the work we put in. We knew we put in a lot of work, but it's never the same until you see the finished product.
Bringing the comic to life is a huge task. It requires a whole team. We have all of the people behind in boards and people ahead in posts. And to play a small part in bringing that to life for the fans feels extremely gratifying.
It's a joy because you do look forward to waking up and going to work because you're going to be working on something that you enjoy working on and showing, and watching your family and your friends and the audience get excited about it. And selfishly also in my portfolio, this stuff will be right at the top on my website. I would be proud to show what we worked on.
And as a fan myself, I think it's been a lot of fun, and it's very cool to manifest this thing from page to screen.
These fans they keep us going. You guys are great. Thank you for all the support. But keep being the crazy fans that you are, because it makes us make these crazy shows better.